At Diversey, we believe it is our mission to protect and care for people and their environment every day. Pioneering future-focused cleaning and hygiene solutions. Trust the experts to select the best hygiene technology matching your site's challenges and your sustainability vision. Diversey, your global partner for responsible hygiene solutions.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this last episode of Season 4 of the Diversey BW Hotelier GM Show, Season 4. It's a straight 8 weeks, full 2 months, 2 shows a day, 4 shows a week, back to back. It's not easy, but it surely is enjoyable and extremely worthy, I hope, for the industry and all those ones who want to make this industry their own. As always, it is a pleasure to have all of you with us. This season has been anchored around one defining industry truth, and which is also the main season theme, India at the hospitality inflection point, redefining excellence across every stage segment. And today's conversation perhaps captures one of the most important shifts underway in Indian hospitality. And that is also the episode theme. Hospitality for Bharat. Tier 2 and 3 towns take the lead. For years, Indian hospitality was viewed largely through the lens of metros and gateway cities, but that story is changing rapidly. Today, India's next wave of hospitality growth is increasingly being written in Tier 2 and Tier 3 markets, driven by infrastructure, aspirations, weddings, faith, industry, education, regional business travel, and the rise of a far more confident domestic traveler. These are no longer emerging markets. These are the real demand centers, real revenue centers, and increasingly real brand battlegrounds. I shall speak about that during the time we have on the show. The question is no longer whether Bharat matters to hospitality. The real question is, how are hotel leaders adapting service, scale, commercial strategy, and guest experience to win in the new India? India's hospitality map is being redrawn in front of us. Tier 2 and 3 cities are no longer peripheral to the industry's growth story. They are becoming central to it. What makes these markets exciting is that they demand a different kind of leadership. One that is deeply local, commercially agile, and capable of balancing aspiration with authenticity. Let us hear from our distinguished leaders who are helping shape that new reality. Let me begin by bringing in the stars of the show today. First in, off the blocks, is Jaydeep Das, who's the General Manager of the park in Visakhapatnam. Welcome to the show, Jaydeep. Unmute yourself, Jaydeep.
Hi, Bhuvanesh. Good evening. Good to be on your show today evening. Thank you for having me here.
Thank you for sparing your time and being on the show, Jaydeep. Next in is Banerjee, all the way from Indore. He's the General Manager of the Radisson Blue Hotel in Indore. Welcome to the show, Manas. Manas,
thank you, Bhuvanesh. Happy to be on your show.
So happy to have you back on the show, Manas.
Pleasure is all mine.
Next in is a first-timer again, Shinoj. He's the General Manager of the O by Tamara Trivandrum. Welcome to the show, Shinoj.
Very good evening to all, Bhuvanesh, and all the audience. I'm so excited to be a part of this with a stunning topic. Thank you. Let's continue.
All right. Thank you for being there, Shinoj.
And thank you. Privileged.
Next in is Sanjeev Bhatia, who's the President and General Manager of the Metropolitan Hotel and Spa. We also call the Nico in
Good
Delhi.
evening,
Welcome to the
Banerjee.
show.
Happy to be here. Thank you very much. And good evening to everyone.
Thank you, Sanjeev. Last but not the least, Gunjan Pandey. He's the general manager of the Welcome Heritage Santa Rosa. He's in Goa. Welcome to the show, Gunjan.
Just correct, sir. I'm in Kasoli, Himachal. Thank you,
Oh,
Mr.
sorry,
Khanna.
Kasoli. मेरे दिमाग में गोवा ही आया रहता है. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome to the
Thank you,
show.
Mr. Khanna. Yeah, I must say, hosting conversation like this 2 days a week and over 40 shows in a season, that's no notice. Has to be hats off to you and the BW team for the consistency and impact you are creating for the industry. Hi, this is Gunjan Pandey from Welcome Heritage, and let me dive direct to the topic. Bharat is no longer an emerging opportunity, especially for the Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities, which we call actual Bharat. It is growth engine of Indian municipality nowadays, and in many ways, the rules of authority are being rewritten, and they are being rewritten in Bharat. I'm looking forward to a very honest and forward-looking discussion.
Thank
you
you so much, Gunjan. That was a wonderful introduction. Now, let me get straight and rolling into the session. And Jaydeep, may I begin with the first question to you?
Yes, please.
All right. Jaydeep, tell me, Visakhapatnam represents a strong example of a city that blends business, coastal leisure, and emerging urban aspiration, right? What makes cities like Visakhapatnam especially attractive for branded hospitality growth today?
Well, the future of India, I think, very rightly now, is with the Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities. As you rightly said, situations are changing very fast. And the Tier 3 cities, they offer a lot of scope for exploration, for development, for new business modules to come up. And Vizag in particular is actually a very beautiful city, one of the most important cities in the state of Andhra Pradesh. It has got a lot of industries. It has got the Eastern Naval Command hub. The defense projects are expanding out here. And there's a new international airport now coming up at Bhogapuram, which is a little further away north from the city. And Vizag has this beautiful, the landscape of Visakhapatnam is actually very beautiful. It's got the ocean on one side, and then you've got this nice little mountains and hills of the Eastern Ghats which start from here. So it is actually very beautiful. The city is also pretty well maintained. Amenities are fantastic. And I think the government is also pushing in the right direction by being very investor friendly. The speed of doing business and the ease of doing business is going hand in hand on this. So for the brands to come in, actually it gives them a lot of opportunities to explore new destinations. And yes, it opens up a world of opportunities for all the stakeholders, connected with tourism. With the kind of business segment that Vizag is actually operating under, you have corporates, you have a lot of leisure traffic. One has a lot of destination weddings which keep happening here. It's a huge market for destination weddings, especially from Raipur, Bilaspur, up north, and various other places. And I think the city is growing rapidly. It is one of the fastest growing city in the country. It has been voted as the safest city for women very recently, and I think that goes a long way in showing, improving, and exhibiting that this is a great place to visit for tourists, especially. With the kind of investments that are coming into the city and very fast, I think this city, especially Vizag, in the next 5 to 10 years, is going to be the Mumbai of the East, really. So yes, these brands which are coming in, the infrastructure is coming in, and it is going to help in getting in, larger business segments, the MICE, the huge medical conferences and whatnot. And I think it's a path in the right direction. And Vizag is going to be changing very, very fast in the next 5-6 years or so.
Thank you so much, Jaydeep. for all those ones who have not seen Vizag, they have not seen anything.
I agree with you on that.
If I can very clearly, in my own estimate, since I've been there so many times, I've been going to Vizag since the 90s. It is pristine, it is beautiful, it is clean, great food, brilliant weather, and the ocean that opens up to you, right?
Absolutely.
So it's all
Absolutely.
embracing, it's all welcoming. And now with the formation of Andhra Pradesh, it's also the commercial nerve center,
Correct.
right?
True.
And some fantastic hotels coming up. You can go right up from, there's a place called Bhimli, right?
Right.
So Bhimli and a lovely
Further
area.
up north to Bogapuram
Up north,
as well.
you
Yeah.
can go to Shikakulam, can go anywhere.
Right.
And then it opens up into Odisha. So all in all, a great setting. And this is the magic of tier 2 and tier 3.
And I think as I said, it offers a lot of opportunities. These smaller, rapidly fast growing cities, and Vizag, Visakhapatnam, for example, has for tourists especially, you have the Aruku Valley, the Eastern Ghats that can be explored. It's got the ocean. It's got medical tourism. It's got temple tourism. It's got a Buddhist circuit. So there's just so many things that the city has got to really offer, and it's a world of opportunities and world of interesting places to be discovered, waiting to be discovered. And I'm glad Vizag is now coming up on the world map, because Google's largest data center is coming up here, and that's a big thing outside of US. So it has put Visakhapatnam on the world map, and there is no looking back really for the city at the
Touch
moment.
wood. Touch wood. Thank you so much, Jaydeep. Manas, I'm back to you after a while. Indore, not only India's most clean and happening city, it is also the transport center of India. It's right in the center,
Absolutely.
right? The logistics capital. So they say this is where the road logistics traffic, as we call them trucks, they is the center point from north to west. So from west to east and from north to center, like Nagpur is the physical center. And also this is where a lot of pilgrimage happens.
That's right.
Ujjain is a stone's throw, and so much more which Manas will tell us. Indore has become one of India's most watched tier 2 hospitality markets, combining business energy with a growing lifestyle economy. What does sustainable hotel success in a fast-growing tier city like Indore really depend upon?
Thank you, Bhuvanesh. This is an opportunity to highlight the city that I've been here for the last 7 years, and being in a tier 2 city for the last 7 years after working in most of the metros gives me an
Is it still
understanding.
a tier 1 city, tier 2 city?
Well, that used to be a question. Absolutely. That's a right point to make, actually. So when I came to the city 6 years back was only, people used to talk about Ujjain. And today, the city has its own charm. As you rightly said, that the city is the seventh year consecutively is the most cleanest city. It also leads in the spiritual tourism because it has the two Jyotirlingas which are there. So
Yes.
anybody who is traveling, so Omkareshwar and Ujjain are two Jyotirlingas which are situated near Indore, being the hub of the place. More than anything else, I think what has changed, as you rightly said, that we are very, very well connected by the roadways. So whether you travel to Bombay, you travel to Nagpur, you travel to Pune, you travel to Hyderabad, the road connectivity has been so amazing that even if you want to pass by, you take a drop at Indore. And what has also helped is earlier, which used to be a sleeping spiritual tourism, is now provided a lot of boost by the SEZ that has come up in the Pitampur and the Ujjain area. So Ujjain is slowly turning into a hub of industrial activities, and so is Pitampur. So it's a house to medicines. All the major pharma companies are present. It's a house to all the major automotives being present. So I think rapid infrastructure growth is sustainable, and the city has seen an absorption of almost every brand that you can talk about. I mean, a city is looking to today, Indore as a city is looking to host a Grand Hyatt in a couple of days. So I mean,
That
that was unimaginable at one point of time. So having worked in Hyatt for such a long period, I can very well tell you that, somebody would not look at a map like Indore for a Grand Hyatt. That's what we are talking about today. So I think there is a lot of mid-scale brand has got absorbed. And when the inventory came in about 2 years back, just after the COVID, we all thought that the market is oversupplied because there's a lot of market hype that was created at that point of time. We were also equally worried because we didn't know that whether the market will absorb. But entire inventory that came in, almost about 1,200 rooms got absorbed over a period of time.
And also what you've forgotten is the royalty part of Indore, which is also a huge attraction.
Yes. So the spaces that is there, Bhuvanesh, is like if a guy comes in, so he can go to Mandu, which is again the fort city. We call it a fort city. You can go to Maheshwar, which is again, by the banks of the river, where the Holkar family is settled and they still run their family. So there's a lot of royal lineage which is still present in the
A
city.
whole lot of it.
Whole
And
lot.
the Holkars of the ones, Ahilyabai Holkar, she did so much for Varanasi, so she, the
She's
Kashi,
revered all over the place, actually, not only Indore.
yeah, lovely. Thank you so much, Manas. Shinoj, tell me cities like Trivandrum, the capital of Kerala, shows how governance, healthcare, education, regional business ecosystems can quietly create powerful hospitality demand. Tell me, how do you unlock premium demand in a market that may not always be seen as a convention headline hospitality city?
Hi, once again, good evening, Bhuvanesh and all. Talking about Trivandrum, of late, it's been identified the huge potential. Trivandrum, initially it used to be a very slow city, and then I'm like the movements were less. Though it is the first airport, it used to be a tiny airport. Now that after port coming in, the Vizhinjam port coming in, and then Adani's involvement in airport as well as in the port, there is a new scope of business also being shaped up for Trivandrum. Now that the old Trivandrum, I'm like, now though it retained the cultural heritage, the new Trivandrum being extended in 50 kilometers of radius from the city. Talking about Bio Life Science Park, Techno Park, I would also bring the attention that in last 2 years, the highest real estate, the housing complex registration being happened in Trivandrum. It was in Cochin, especially in Kerala, it was in Cochin. Now that Trivandrum is booming up, and then also if you look at corporate houses, now that the Techno Park Phase 4, again, the Brigade Trade Tower, which has been recently announced, is adding up more business potential to Trivandrum. The connectivity of airlines, that is also plays a major role now that airport is all fully set for an expansion. And that is the reason why we see a lot of international hotels also being signed up for Trivandrum. So Trivandrum is expanding day by day. And the business volume, it's not only corporate house or port business or corporate houses. Trivandrum has a hill destination, which is Panmudi, and then beach destination. It's a triangle. Now Puar, then Kovalam, Varkala, most sorted after Goa. Varkala has the highest moments to the beach, which is on the cliff. It's very rare. And talking about Varkala, it is just 35 kilometers, which many doesn't know about that. And Varkala has high scope of having five-star hotels, which at the moment it is limited with very minimal hotels and then lodging houses. There's a huge potential for that as well. And then it's a clean city. Trivandrum is one of the clean city. You do not see much of plastic bottles, eliminating zero plastic, then bringing up eco-conscious activities. The city and then all the hotel owners, the South Kerala Forum is very much active on it. The other potential, what is there in Trivandrum is medical tourism. The medical tourism has a very high scope with the existing KIMS, SP Food and Aster Medicity is all set to open. So there is a higher scope of medical tourism, especially from countries like Oman, Maldives, and etc. So there's a huge potential, and then Trivandrum is no longer the older Trivandrum, and then it is rapidly expanding. Very recently, BMW has started a research center in Trivandrum. So all these put together, Trivandrum has corporate houses, leisure destination, medical tourism, and plus the connectivity from all the cities. It's actually booming up. Bhuvanesh. So this is one of the most sought out city now.
Trivandrum is also the feeder to Rameshwaram and all.
Yes.
The southernmost point of India. So yeah, a lot of action and a lot of business activity, a lot of government activity. Thank you so much. Sanjeev, back to you. As someone who's seen the Indian hospitality evolve over decades, you had a front row seat to how non-metro India has matured as a traveler base. What has changed most dramatically in the hospitality aspirations of Bharat over the last decade?
Thank you, Bhuvanesh. Sure. In last 44 years of my career in the hospitality industry, though I have witnessed many changes in the hospitality aspirations, but here today I think we are discussing about last 1 decade. So hospitality landscape in Bharat has undergone a profound shift over the last 1 decade, moving from commodity-based service model to an identity-driven experiential economy. While 10 years ago luxury was defined by marble lobbies, white glove services, today's aspirations are rooted in authenticity and digital presence. That is the major presentation. The most dramatic changes in the hospitality aspiration is the shift from seeking simple, budget-friendly accommodation to demanding high-quality, experience-led and personalized stays. Younger generation, millennials, they are looking for staycations. The middle class generation here, since they have got a high income now, and they can have more spending powers, so they are looking for experience-led and personalized stays. The experience-first approach is driven by domestic travelers who now prioritize the authenticity and emotional connection over generic luxury and transforming hospitality. So customers today have willingness to pay for experiences, and social media plays a major role in this. The kind of awareness they create among customers, whether it is brands, whether it is individual hotels, what speciality is available in those hotels. And earlier there were not used to be many marriage functions, social functions. Now people can afford. So there are a lot of marriages happening in the hotels in tier 2, tier 3 cities. The major base of business for these hotels is the marriages and social functions, because in rooms they cannot earn so much of money because of demand is not that much, and ARR plays the major role. ARR is not very high in tier 2, tier 3 cities. But these are the changes what I feel has happened in the hotel industry in last 1 decade. Social media has taken over all the advertisements, all other things. The paper advertisement, the magazine advertisements, all has been taken over by social media. And that is the major tool in today's date for hotel industry to explore their customer base, and economical and very effective. Thank you.
Yeah, very valuable response. Thank you so much, Sanjeev. Gunjan, sitting where you are, high up in the mountains, Kasoli is anybody's dream to be in. Heritage and experiential stays are often best brought alive in smaller towns and culturally rooted destinations rather than large metros. How can Tier 2 and Tier 3 India build hospitality advantage through authenticity rather than imitation?
Thank you, Mr. Kalvi. I genuinely feel that Tier 2 and Tier 3 India should never try to imitate the metros.
You'll have to be a
Because the
little
moment,
loud.
Little loud. Okay. Am I audible now?
Yeah.
Yeah. I generally feel that the tier 2 and tier 3 cities of India should never try to imitate metros. Because the moment we do, we start losing the actual meaning of this destination, what makes these destinations special. What's really interesting today is that the kind of shift we are seeing in the guest expectations. People are slowly moving away from very standardized and predictable luxury and they're leaning more towards experiences that feel real, personal, and meaningful. And honestly, that's where this small town actually reaching destinations have the natural advantage, we can say. They don't have to create authenticity, it already exists around them. From my perspective, if we want to truly build an advantage through the authenticity, there are the three things that really matters. Uh, on top of that, it would be the local identity and storytelling. Every place has its own character, its own architecture, and their history, culture, and the instead of trying to fit into the global temper, I think the real opportunity is to celebrate their identity because today's traveler can very easily tell what's real and what's just being created for this. And the second, I believe the community integration. This is something I feel very strongly about. When you bring local people, local food, local experiences, you are creating something that cannot be replicated anywhere. And it's not just about experiences, it's all build emotional value. Guests connects very deeply with them. At the same time, you are creating the positive impact within the local ecosystem. The next point could be the experience-led differentiations. Today, guests are not comparing just hotels; they are comparing experiences. Whether it's a natural walk, a heritage story, or even how a simple evening is curated, those moments stay with them. So also I built this up. So we are just not giving the best service agents. We are the moment makers. If you go to the some facts, a great example of shift, what we are seeing weddings, that's almost a 30% of it is in the intimate luxury weddings where the families want to take over an entire boutique property and they don't want to just to be another function in a large hotel. They want to exclusively personalization and that sense of belonging to the space. And honestly, tier 2 and tier 3 destinations deliver this beautifully. So from the business point of view, authenticity is just not a normal idea or it's the complete emotional idea. It actually becomes a strong commercial advantage and truly believe that the future belongs to those who don't try to copy metro hospitality but instead of creating this something original, something rooted in their own identity, yet aligned with that today's traveler aspires for. So because the tier 2 and tier 3 city, it's a complete Bharat, hospitality is just not delivering here, it's truly felt by the emotion, by the feeling, and rooted.
All right, lovely. Yeah, thank you, Gunjan. I have to take a short commercial break, and I'll come back to Jaydeep after this.
At Diversey, we believe it is our mission to protect and care for people and their environment every day. Pioneering future-focused cleaning and hygiene solutions. Trust the experts to select the best hygiene technology matching your site's challenges and your sustainability vision. Diversey, your global partner for responsible hygiene solutions.
Okay, lovely. So before we proceed any further with the next question to Jaydeep, I also have another news to share, and that is about the forthcoming BW Hotelier Indian Hospitality Summit and Awards. Lock your time, block your days. There are 2 days, the 24th and 25th of September this year. It's a Thursday and Friday at the JW Marriott in New Delhi, AeroCity. We keep lifting the bar with each IHA. And let me tell you, this one is going to be better than any before. And this also happens to be our 10th IHA. So be there. I'll share more details when I'm closing this show. So watch out for us. All right. This is going to be a great show that none of you would want to miss. All right. And also, tomorrow at 4 p.m. sharp, we have the BW Dialogues episode. And this one is with Alan Watts, who's the President Asia Pacific for Hilton, and Zubin Saxena, who's the Senior Vice President and Regional Head for South Asia for Hilton. They open their hearts, and I'll be talking to them. It's all about Hilton's India moment, strategy, scale, and the road ahead. This is a very special session with Alan and Zubin. I had a chat with them in 2024, soon after Zubin had joined. Now it's 2 years, and it's time to do another dipstick chat with them. So watch out for this show and be there. I'm sure you'll watch the show. There's much to take home from there. Hilton is really pushing the ground for the next lap in the race. It's a race. All right. Back to you, Jaydeep.
Yes, Bhuvanesh.
All right. So, Jaydeep, tell me, I'm back with you for the second question. As branded supply grows in emerging markets, the question becomes not just how to attract guests, but how to stay relevant after the initial excitement fades. I'm sure you agree with that. How do hotels in emerging cities build repeat business and long-term market loyalty?
Yes. So you see, the entire tourism ecosystem has to work in tandem. Yes, I agree with you. When a new market opens up, there is a lot of excitement. People are not aware what they're not expect. They don't really know what to expect in a new market like this. And when they come in and see that, and the initial excitement, is there, and then slowly over a few months or years, it starts fading. But to sustain that, I think the entire ecosystem, not only the hotels, the entire ecosystem has to actually sink in. So right from the cab drivers to the tourist guides to the event managers who are handling, various corporate and social events, weddings, whatnot, they all need to sink in and understand that, the entire ethos of Indian tourism, the values has to be inculcated. So to sustain that interest in a growing city like this, one thing which I would like to mention is that connectivity, air connectivity, especially from tier two cities, from one tier two city to the other, that needs to be strengthened. If these kind of cities need to grow and hold on on their own.
Jaydeep, no country in the world, the air connectivity is expanding faster than India.
Of course, yes, of
All
course.
right.
I'm
So
talking about
the
strengthening it.
government has
Yeah.
opened more airports.
Yes, of course. So I'm just talking about strengthening that. I'm not saying it is not
Yeah,
as a
sure.
topic.
I completely agree with you.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that.
Yes. So rather than having hopping flights, once you have direct flights and connectivity, so it becomes ease of travel needs to be there. Ease of reaching the destination at a short given point of time needs to be there, and engaging the local community as much as possible, because once they get synced in and they start taking ownership of what they are doing and how they are treating tourists, it creates a lot of interest, and then you have a smooth running, well-oiled machine from all angles, which are delivering what they're supposed to deliver to get the footfalls in and sustain that over a period of time. So I think the entire ecosystem of the entire tourism sphere needs to really work in sync along with the hotels. The hotels obviously need to lead that and guide the other stakeholders in the right direction, and then I think it is quite possible that sustainability happens. That's my point of view.
Agree with you. And Vizag can be the next big thing that happens. I don't know what's happening to that new capital city that the CM,
Amravati, yes.
Amravati. Is it happening?
Yes, it's happened. It's closed. Parliament has passed the bill. So Amravati is the
So
new.
I must tell you, no, all that India needs is brand new cities.
Correct.
Don't
Absolutely.
remember anything that has happened after Chandigarh was made in the 60s. right?
Right.
And satellites like Panchkula and all. That's the difference between India and China.
And Amaravati is the next new big thing that is on
It
the
has to
horizon.
come. It has to
Yes.
come.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much, Jaydeep. Wonderful
Thank you.
chatting up with you.
Thank you.
You had a wonderful first GM show. Thank you for being there. Manas, I'm
Thank you.
back to you. Can you imagine? So Manas, like they say, growth is exciting, but it also puts pressure on operations, teams, pricing, and service consistency. For you, what are the biggest operational mistakes hotels make when scaling in tier 2 and tier 3 markets?
Bhuvanesh, a very pertinent question actually, and we can feel it every day. One of them is obviously we do not invest enough in the talent that is required. So a city which is seeing an influx of almost close to 2,500 room nights, maybe in the next 4 years' time, we don't have a hotel management college or a proper training institute for the people to be coming in. So training, having the right talent is a challenge. Building up the ecosphere, I'll take a little bit of sharing from what Jaydeep said. The whole ecosphere has to change actually. The second thing that I think is very, very relevant is the size of the new properties that is coming in. I think, building up a scale with an overestimation of the supply that is needed can build up a challenge overall, because after all, it's a cost to maintain it. You can have some seasons coming in, some amount of volume coming in. So the right scale for this kind of a city is probably a sweet spot is between 100 to 150 rooms, where we are still seeing a lot of influx, which is coming in with about 200 plus 300 room nights coming in. So maybe that's a future. But at this point of time, to support that kind of a structure, the city will struggle. That's one thing that I feel personally. So these are the two major impact that would have, that unless we invest in the talent that is needed and we don't take care of the right sizing and the brand of obviously what we offer. So for example, if you look at a luxury offering in the city, you will also find short of the kind of luxury that you want to offer. So that's another challenge that I foresee is happening. And over clustering of brands. So one brand, there's a lot of confusion in terms of brand. I mean, I'm giving you a live example of a place like Ujjain, where in the next 1.5 years, or maybe by 2028, we'll see about 13 hotels coming up. The
How
city,
many?
13 hotels coming up. And you
One
name the
three?
brand, it is there. 13, 1 3.
क्या बात कर
So
रहे हो?
आप सोचो खाली कि just look at the city and just look at the brands. Everything is there.
बेटा
You
तुम्हारा
probably
धंधा ले जा रहे हैं तभी तकलीफ हो रही है तुम्हें.
सर वो धंधा हमारे पास आ जाएगी वापस. So I personally feel that the size and the clustering of brands
अभी कितने हैं उज्जैन में?
this year we are opening a hotel. Radisson is opening with 170 rooms. We are expecting Taj to open up. We are expecting a Lemon Tree to open up. We are expecting
अभी कितने हैं? इस वक्त कितने हैं?
no branded supply, and suddenly you get a branded supply of 13
ये लो.
by 2028, sir.
ये आस्था का मामला है अब.
So I think somewhere that needs to be balanced out is what is there. Pricing again. See, when you have the peaks and troughs, right, in terms of pricing, people are still in the tier 2 city. They are very, very pricing sensitive. So Shadiya ke time pe, it is good. Marriages give you a lot of money, if at all. But with the inventory increasing, everybody will feel that pinch and pressure to price it right. I think these are the key things that I would look at. And then again, as I said, the brand, the right brand. You have a lot of brands to sell. Each hotel brand has a lot of brands to sell. But what brands goes with the city is something that we need to look at.
Oh, absolutely. That clarity of thought, that rubric has to be in place.
I think that's kind of missing as of now. I personally feel that way.
No, don't worry. All will be well.
Thank you for your positive words.
No, listen. Whatever you think manifests.
Yeah,
so
true.
Always be positive.
Very true. Very true. And I have seen that happening. I remember our discussions when the city was not that great and the COVID hit it so bad. And, we had an offline
I
chat.
must tell you, Manas, if there is anywhere in the world that there is a positive sentiment, at least for this industry, it is in India.
True. I absolutely agree with you.
Right?
It's a reckoning. It's a force in reckoning.
Right. So the only challenge is getting the supply line of talent right.
True. That's a
Thank
bigger
you,
challenge.
Manas.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so
Always
much.
wonderful chatting up with you. I'm going back to my newest friend, Shinoj Joseph.
Hi, once again.
Shinoj, many Bharat markets are not looking for lesser hospitality. They are looking for hospitality that feels relevant, intuitive, and respectful of local context. How should hotels localize experience without compromising brand standards? And you're a fairly new brand and hotel.
Aditi Devo Bhava. That's the key word. Anybody who walks into an Indian hospitality, the guest expect a plus service. We need to welcome, and then we need to have that signature of rich culture and heritage. I could recall one of my earlier experience wherein the guest is CEO of a company. She's a CEO of a company which I do not want to recall here. She has the entitlement for an international brand, and on a casual chat, I was asking her, irrespective to the international brand entitlement, because she always stay there, what makes you to come to an Indian origin hotel? So she was saying, Mr. Shinoj, if I wanted to ask something in this particular hotel or in any Indian hotel, I can confidently walk in and ask for it, and I'm sure that I will get it. But again, in the other case, I may step back because if I won't get it, I will not be feeling comfortable. So this is one thing. Any Indian hotel, any guest coming into a hotel, this plays a vital role. So that's very important, irrespective to the brand, the size of the hotel. Like rightly Manis said, the size of the hotel matters a lot. But at the same time, hospitality doesn't have any limits. Whether it's a homestay or even a five-star luxury, hospitality in this Asian country, especially in India, it remains same, and then we have to take one step above than that. And localization, of course, any hotel, if you go, the warmth and the charm, what we see, it's that a blend of localization as well as the standard and SOP what we follow. And then what do we showcase? We need to showcase our culture. Sustainability, we do, and we do a lot of sustainable initiatives. Many hotels and resorts does a lot of CSR activities. What especially in my hotel or in our brand, what we do, every on and off, we have active social activities. We have CSR activities. Very recently, we have done a cleanup drive along with a leading school here, the Good Shepherd School in Trivandrum. Around 250 students participated in it. The biggest achievement what was that it is not a one-day affair. We've been to the school, we have done a 2 hours of session, what is the importance. Then we collectively went to the beach, we did that cleaning with an intention. If you don't do all these things, what will happen? It will be a sake for that particular day. We do that, beach cleaning, and then again, people will tend to have that, practice continue. But again, what we are doing, what we need to do, what we need to try to educate the new students, a culture to be developed, what should not be done when they go on a personal visit to the beach. So like that, we need to do meaningful activities. Many activities like that. We do a lot of catering, as a part of CSR activities to differently abled institutions, organizations. We educate them to visit a hotel. We teach them. There are many hotel management schools, which has very short-term courses. So we promote, we encourage them to come and visit the hotel. The Trivandrum hotel, especially, we have an Internet of Things, IoT system. So many of, the new age short-term diploma students will not know about this. So we create an opportunity for them to come and visit and see what exactly in today's world, what technology can happen, how we can deliver the best to the community. Now that, the country is into an LPG shortage, what are the alternate options which we can do it? So most of these, upscale hotels and all, we have alternate options, though there is, a cost involved in it. But again, it has all been facilitated. So how do we generate, how do we inform the new age students, aspiring hoteliers or the public? Please come, please see, please visit, make an exhibition happening in the hotel. So this is what we all need to understand. The guest is not only who are a paid guest, the aspiring hoteliers, the family which you're working for, the fellow hoteliers, our colleagues, everybody need to get educated, and then we all need to think in one line. That's what I mean. That makes a difference of this hospitality in today's age, Bhuvanesh.
You presenting a damn good case for your brand and hotel, right? So kudos. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Thank you.
Sanjeev, I'm back to you. Tell me, the future of Bharat hospitality will also depend heavily on ownership confidence and long-term investor patience. In your view, what should hotel owners and investors understand better before entering tier 2 and 3 hospitality markets?
Okay. See, the most important thing the owner should keep in mind is the star rating of a hotel has become less important now. The story the property tells has become more important, and the brands under which you are doing tie-up, you are doing management contracts, they are not going to do everything for your property. Let me give you an example. When we opened Nikko Hotels, we brought Japanese cuisine to our country, Sakura. So Nikko was unable to do anything for that Sakura restaurant in Delhi. We published the books, we distributed the books, we went to all big known people in the city, distributed that, create awareness. At that time, social media even was not there. So we created awareness, had patience for almost 1 or 1.5 years. But then after that, the Japanese cuisine became so popular that now in every malls, every shop, every markets, you get Japanese cuisine. You can getting sushi. Sushi is very popular here. So the owners of tier 2 and tier 3 cities, they need to understand that brand, okay, fine, they will give you the standard, they will give you the minimum requirement. They can put your hotel on their portal, they can put your hotel on their website, but business you need to generate yourself. So in smaller cities, room business is oftenly known as anchor. Banqueting and food and beverage drive the actual profitability. So if you have banqueting space, you have restaurant space, there is a huge market of wedding business in the tier 2 and tier 3 cities. A lot of conferences happens, a lot of dealer programs happens. All these big corporates who has dealership, they take their dealers, they take their shopkeepers to these small cities for leisure and for their entertainment. So all that, and second important thing is the realistic expectation of the ARR. If you open a hotel in a tier 2 city, you cannot compare your ARR with the major town or the major cities or metro cities. The ARR depends on the demand there in that particular city. Normally, the brand shows them the big dreams that, okay, you will send this, you will be able to sell the hotel room at this rate. But reality is totally different. It takes a lot of time to come to that level that you are able to sell that higher ADR, because it also depends on the demand in the city, how many small hotels are there and how much is the demand. So, and owners should also keep patience for 2 3 years, because what I have personally experienced is I had gone to Somnath and Dwarka, where I had stayed in two small hotels. I will not name the brand. Both were branded hotels. I experienced there that the property was, when it was built, it must have been beautiful, but now it needs some investment from the owner's side, and which they are not doing. Because of this, after some time, their business will go down. Like, I had decided I will not come to this hotel again, because property location is beautiful, infrastructure was beautiful, but they needed to do big renovation. Second major part was the staffing. They had good staff, but lack of training was there. Staff was not fully trained. One person working for 14 hours. In the night also the same person was available. And in the evening also, next day when I went, the same receptionist was there. So he said, my reliever has not come, so I'm doing double duties. So all this is to be handled at the ownership level. If they start taking interest in that, I think they can be successful.
Thank you, Sanjeev. That was very valuable, and coming from you, it carries a lot of weight. Gunjan, I'm back to you. Tell me, as travel becomes more experience-led, smaller towns and heritage destinations may actually hold an advantage over overbuilt urban markets. We are all overbuilt. I'm in Delhi, so I can tell you. Uh, uh, my question to you, Gunjan, is what could make Bharat the most exciting hospitality story in India, say, over the next 5 years?
Yeah. The data-centric question actually. So if we go to the data, $28 billion the wedding
You'll
this
have to be a
year
little
to do.
loud. I
Yeah.
think,
It's
you need
audible
to
now?
put a mic near your mouth because your audio is slightly weak.
Yeah. Is it okay now?
No. थोड़ा मुंह के पास कर लो इसको.
Okay. Okay now? Give it to you?
No, not at all. हम बोलिए.
Yeah. Is this now audible?
Yeah, just try to keep it near your mouth. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. So if we are talking about the next 5 year thing, so let it be this year, the $28 billion wedding going to be this 26-27 year. And the CAGR that is going to be 14.2%, that is by the around 15%, we can say. And what the contributing the tier 2 and tier 3 cities is emerging by the 30% of domestic supplies of the wedding. So if we are talking about next 5 years, it's going to be rapidly growth by the 12 to 13% every day, every year. So it's like just not like the boutique properties, heritage properties, what doing? They are the 60, 70 rooms property. They are getting the boostage of the 30% of wedding to create. And this is actually where it becomes very clear that the Bharat is not just participating in India prosperity growth, it's actually defining it. And truly believe that the future of Indian society will not be built in this scale alone, but in now we will create the experiences that rooted, personalized, experiences based, and emotionally engaging. So I have one data in my mind that 137 by 60 lakh workers could be required for the India's hospitality sector. So it's not why just the 5 years, next 12 years is like booming in India. The workforce is required. The cities tier 2 or tier 3 as the prime destination is not the alternate destination. It's the prime destination now. Even for the rich Carlton is coming to the third property in the Kasauli or nearby, it's also the 70 rooms property. So it's tier 2 and tier 3 cities become the prime destination, and the next 5-10 years, it has the larger scope to build the India, the Bharat hospitality.
Right. Are you done?
Yes, yes.
All right. Thank you. So let me, this brings us to the end of the episode and end of the season. So it's quite a momentous occasion, so to say, after so many shows. But before I move to the closing summary, let me do our customary rapid sign-off. In 1, 2, or maximum 3 words from each one of you. I'll say a line and you have to complete that. So I'll do this. I'll ask in the order of Jaydeep, Manas, Shinoj, Sanjeev, and Gunjan. So tell me what will define the next hospitality boom in Bharat, Jaydeep?
I think it's all about trust, experience, and investment.
I couldn't agree more. Manas?
Discipline, growth, and investing in skills.
Yeah, investing in skills is extremely important.
Talent.
We've actually messed up on talent. We haven't sold this industry, and that is my worrying point. My next article is on that. Shinoj?
It's all about creating an experience and then educating and sustainability.
All right. Sanjeev?
course experiences, our effective presence on social media and international market, and right manpower for the industry.
All right, lovely. Gunjan,
It could be authentic, curated, and exponential.
Gunjan, we can't hear you, sir. Please, you have to manage your audio better.
Authentic and curated.
Authentic and curated. All right. Thank you. Wonderful insights. Allow me to summarize the show. So what comes through strongly from today's conversation is that Bharat is no longer the next chapter of Indian hospitality. It is very much the current one. And let me tell you, the lights are shown on India, on Bharat. So the entire focus is here. We are the next sunrise continent. India is a continent of our planet. After seeing what is happening in the world, we truly are the one bright spot. And I think we need to be ready. So if I was to summarize, Jaydeep highlighted how cities like Vizag, Visakhapatnam are becoming serious hospitality growth engines with multi-dimensional demand. Manas brought focus to the discipline required to sustain performance in fast-growing tier 2 markets like Indore. And he did also tell us, just imagine there are 13 branded new hotels coming up in Ujjain. Just imagine the action. And Shinoj underscored how markets like Trivandrum prove that premium hospitality demand can often be quietly powerful rather than loudly visible. Sanjeev gave us valuable long view perspective on Bharat's hospitality aspirations have matured over time, and Gunjan beautifully anchored the conversation in authenticity, reminding us that smaller towns and culturally rooted destinations need not imitate metros to succeed. Collectively, if I was to say, today's discussion reinforces one simple truth. India's hospitality future will not be built in its biggest cities. It will be built where aspiration, identity, infrastructure, and experience come together. And increasingly, that is Bharat. If I was to finally conclude the show and sum up, I want to thank all our moderators, all our distinguished speakers, and of course, our valued partner, Diversity, who supported us through thick and thin, through all the 4 years. Thank you, Diversity, for holding our hand. I'll get emotional talking about it. And for yet another insightful and deeply relevant conversation today. A heartfelt thank you as well to the teams at BW Businessworld and BW Hotelier, and to all of you who are watching us from across India and beyond. And as we close the season 4, I want to say this with genuine gratitude. This season has been opened with some of the strongest viewership we've ever seen, and it is going to grow because maximum viewership comes with recordings. And that is entirely because of the trust, affection, and engagement this industry continues to show us, continues to follow the Diversity BW Hotelier GM show platform and BW Hotelier per se. So I will also request all of you who are watching, please do share this episode and the full GM show series across your professional and personal networks. And if you've missed our very, very special Sri Lanka episode last Friday, do go back and watch it along with recordings of all shows across the seasons. At BW Hotelier, we remain true to our credo. We are a 24/7 medium. We mirror the hospitality industry itself. For at BW Hotelier, the sun never sets, like I keep telling my colleagues. And true to that spirit, we will continue to innovate, surprise, and bring you many more meaningful industry conversations, virtual and on ground. And before I sign off, a very important reminder once again, block your dates for the IHA 2026. It'll be our 10th edition. We missed 1 year during COVID, though one in the 2 years of COVID. So in 1 year, we did a 5-day virtual BW Hotelier IHA, which was a world record. And this is going to be on Thursday and Friday, September 24 and 25, 2026, at the JW Marriott New Delhi AeroCity. And also in under 2 months, the IHA 2026 nominations will open. So you be ready. Like they say, be ready, get set and go. And thank you once again for joining us. And as we begin winding down this memorable season, see you in season 5 in 2027, not too far away. And also follow us on social media, follow the BW Hotelier online platform, and support us, guide us, and keep encouraging us. Before I go away, let me thank Diversity with this video.
At Diversity, we believe it is our mission to protect and care for people and their environment every day. Pioneering future-focused cleaning and hygiene solutions. Trust the experts to select the best hygiene technology matching your site's challenges and your sustainability vision. Diversity, your global partner for responsible hygiene solutions.
So thank you, gentlemen. Let me begin with the eldest on the show. Sanjeev, I can't see you. Your head is down. Yeah. Sanjeev, I can't see you.
You can't see me, but I'm there.
All right, no, because you're way down low on the screen.
I was just checking something else, sir.
Yeah. Thank you, Sanjeev, for being
Thank
there.
you. Thank you.
Jaydeep, thank you so much. Shinoj,
Thank you, Bhuvanesh. Thank you very much.
Manas, always a pleasure having you back.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Gunjan. I've enjoyed being with you all. A great session, a great season, a great series. God bless you all and see you back soon again.